All right, so I just finished breakfast and I'm getting ready for my first student of the day. I thought I'd just take a few minutes just to talk about the challenges of teaching in a festival setting where I only get to see students maybe once, maybe just a couple of times in a very short period of time. Typically, these students have prepared pieces that they've been working on for the better part of a year, so they've really been baked in with what they're playing. They play it well, and to be honest, there's not much you can change in a very short period of time. So I think the main goal is to introduce ideas to consider, and hopefully, at least what I try to do is I try to see if I can group my suggestions into a few overall things, either interpretive tools or technical tools, where I know for a lot of the students, one of my passions, I have two particular passions when it comes to playing the piano and approaching it as a teacher. One is from a technical point of view. One is the use of the pedal and coordinating that with finger technique, and the other one is creative fingering, finding really neat ways to cheat and play something difficult, but rearranging the way the hands fly on the piano so that it's a lot easier. You don't have to play what's printed sometimes, So my old teacher George Bollett taught me a lot of those cheat fingering techniques, and I was so inspired by that. I've kind of taken that along and used that for my own technique to make a lot of things that I play a lot easier. It just fits the hand more naturally, more comfortably. Certainly, I think my time with Cunningham Piano has been a huge factor in terms of understanding the mechanics of the piano far better than I ever did. I was never taught this as a pianist, and I'm embarrassed to say. We talk about music, we talk about interpretations, emotions, composers, their history, but not really that much in terms of what these amazing machines do and how they actually work. And I recently filmed this video called Secrets of Piano Technique. And for me, it really opened my eyes. I honestly didn't know much beyond some very bare basics about how pianos work. And with that knowledge, that's something I'm trying to pass along to other students here too. Especially when I see students with very stiff technique, and they put all this effort on their own bodies and their muscles, and they think that by contorting themselves in a certain way, they can get a certain effect out of the piano, when the piano, in fact, is designed to do that all for you. It's supposed to be a much more efficient, sorry, I'm just playing around with my microphone here. It's kind of fishing around here. It's, the piano is an amazing machine that makes, that is built to be incredibly efficient in terms of the response of our touch and what we get from that touch. And the less we get in the way of that, I'm convinced, the more we're going to enjoy playing. We're not going to hurt ourselves, and the more freely our ideas can flow out. So those are just a couple of things. I really appreciated the fact that the festival asked me to do this collaborative piano masterclass. Many times when we have master classes, we're focusing on the soloist, and particularly if we're working with a soloist and the piano accompanist is the pianist sort of in the background. We just kind of ignore them, right? And this is an opportunity to bring those pianists who are in the background and focus on helping them to take their technique and their listening skills to the next level. And for collaborative pianists, a lot of this is creative listening, and listening to the person they're working with in such a way that they create a beautiful musical environment, but also know when to come to the forefront as the soloist, and when to step away and give a supportive sound rather than an overwhelming sound. So those are just a couple of basic ideas. But anyway, my student's going to be here in just a minute. I'm going to continue filming little snippets and little postcards through the day, so you can kind of see what it's like to be at a festival like this overseas. We have a lovely family that actually came over from Pennsylvania with their two daughters, and it looks like they've been having just the time of their lives, really enjoying I think it's the first music festival for the kids, and they're doing wonderfully, just making incredible progress, and just getting exposed to music in a whole new way and seeing the incredibly high level of the students here. So we do have a mix. We have a mix of students. Most of them, of course, are from Korea, but we do have students from Kazakhstan, students from the United States, and so it's been really neat to see these kids interact and be inspired by each other and challenge each other and just enjoy each other's creativity and musicianship. So anyway, all right, I'm going to get started to work. Okay, I'm running late. I had just finished the lesson. It was wonderful, and of course, I'm having way too much fun. Hello! She is like Mama Queen Bee. She helps organize this. She just organizes everything, the schedule, the camp, the logistics. Hello, 안녕하세요. Okay, we're going into Glory Hall. I have a rehearsal. I'm late, but okay, here we go. Okay, into the hall. Getting set up. 안녕하세요. 안녕하세요. 미안해 늦었어. And we're going to be rehearsing the Saint-Saëns Clarinet Concerto. This is going to be a lot of fun. Let me go ahead and get set up really quick so we can hear a little bit of this. Yay! Okay, just finished our rehearsal of the Saint-Saëns. He sounds fantastic. I've got a few minutes before my next thing. I think my next thing, if I remember correctly, is a rehearsal with the orchestra. We have a small youth orchestra, and I actually have a piece I have to play, two pieces I have to play. I have to play the continue, kind of like the harpsichord part in a Vivaldi concerto grosso, and then I have to play a pretty significant piano cadenza in a piazzolla piece, a gorgeous piano piece. But I just wanted to show you one of the things that happens at a music festival. In addition to private lessons, we have something called master classes. And master classes are kind of like group lessons. I'm going to show you, this is Eldar, this phenomenal cellist. I'm going to just switch the camera around and show you his class. This guy is an absolute cello genius. He's incredible. And this is him teaching the student, but you can see there's other students kind of watching at the same time. So it's kind of like a public lesson. But Eldar is amazing. So it's a wonderful opportunity for the students to kind of learn together and learn at the same time. You can see everybody here. Oh, so there's another class here. Okay, oh, no, these kids are just rehearsing. Sorry. So, wonderful opportunities to learn. Oops, let me get the camera going on here. So, wonderful opportunities, multiple ways for the students to learn. Of course, we're setting up for an orchestra. There's going to be an orchestra rehearsal and orchestra performance, so they could play in ensembles, small groups, privately as well. All the students get to perform here at the festival. It turns out some very long concerts, but that's part of the festival life. And but it's great, you know. So the kids get performance exposure. They got multiple ways of learning with different teachers, and even spontaneous lessons here and there, and master classes. So it's a wonderful learning environment. And I have to say, boy, the students here, they love music. They just eat this stuff up there. These kids are up, I mentioned earlier, these kids are up break of dawn, 6 a.m. They're practicing, they don't go to sleep. They just stay up and they're not partying around. They're not messing. They're in the practice rooms practicing. They're playing all night long. Such dedication, such passion for music. And boy, how can you not be inspired to see young people just, giving their all for their art, for the art that I love too. Anyway, so I've got a little break, and then I'm going to get ready for that orchestra rehearsal. So see you in a bit in my next part of my day.